My boyfriend told me I should be grateful he even dated me. Walked out of the restaurant with his friends and left me with the bill, then texted me 2 days later like nothing happened. $312. That's what I paid. Alone. In a dress I bought specifically for that night because he said he was finally introducing me to his work friends. 2 years together and this was the first time. I told myself it was progress. Spent an hour getting ready, did my hair twice. The restaurant was downtown. Nice place. The kind where the portions are small and the candles are real. I found him at a corner table with 2 guys from his office. He looked up when I walked in, clocked my outfit and said, "Oh, you wore that?" Not quietly. One of his friends laughed. The other looked at his drink. For the next hour, I was basically invisible. He talked the whole time about his projects, his accounts, how his boss was grooming him for a director role. Every time I tried to say something, he talked over me or gave me this patient, slightly tired look like I was missing the point. When one of his friends asked how we met, I started to answer, and he cut me off. Said his friend had set us up as a favor to me, that he'd felt bad for me. The bill came. He picked it up, looked at it, and slid it across to me. I thought he was showing me the total. Then he said he didn't think this was working, that he wasn't attracted to me anymore, that a girl like me should be grateful he'd stuck around as long as he had. Then he stood up, put on his jacket, and walked out. Both friends followed. One didn't look back. The other paused for half a second, met my eyes, then left anyway. I paid. Tipped 20% because none of it was the server's fault. Walked to my car, sat in the dark for a while, cried once, then stopped, drove home. His sister had texted by then. She and I had worked together for 3 years before she moved apartments. 3 messages. The last one said, "I saw what he did. I'm so sorry. There's something you need to know about him. Can I call you?" I said yes. She talked for almost an hour. I sat on my kitchen floor with my back against the cabinet and listened. The senior account manager title on his LinkedIn, he wrote that himself. He was a contractor, month to month, had been for almost 2 years. No benefits, no equity, no team. The business trips were real, but he went as support staff, not as a lead. The director track he talked about constantly was something he'd told his family, and apparently me, but had never been offered. The dinner wasn't really about introducing me to his friends. One of the guys at the table had just transferred from the contracts division and actually knew what his role was. He'd been asking questions. The dinner was damage control. He wanted someone at the table who looked like a normal, stable life. That was me. His sister had suspected something was off for a while. That week, she'd seen a message he left open on his laptop. Someone else. 4 months. I didn't sleep that night. Went through everything. 2 years of texts. Location data we'd shared on a trip and never turned off. Timelines that didn't add up. Late nights at the office when his phone pinged from a bar across town. 2 days later, he texted, "Hey, you good?" I didn't respond right away. I also didn't block him. I needed a little more time. The friend who paused in the doorway reached out the next morning, said he'd felt sick about it. I asked if he still had his phone from that night. He did. There was a group chat. Messages from the parking lot sent while I was still at the table, laughing about it, describing what he'd said like it was a highlight. He forwarded everything. So when my ex finally called 3 days after walking out, I picked up. He was calm, said I was too sensitive, that I'd embarrassed him in front of his colleagues, that a girl in my position should appreciate what she has. I waited until he finished. Then I said, "I know about the contract." Silence. "I know you've been a contractor for 2 years. I know about the LinkedIn title. I know why you really brought me to that dinner. And I know about the other girl. I have the messages from the parking lot." He started talking fast. The calm was gone in about 4 seconds. Said his sister was a liar. Said his friend had betrayed him. I said, "I'm not angry. I'm just done." He said I had no idea what I was talking about. That this was exactly the kind of behavior that had made things difficult. I said, "Your LinkedIn is going to need an update." And I hung up. It updated 3 days later. Contractor removed, title changed, profile went quiet. His sister and I still meet for coffee. She said he eventually came clean to their parents about some of it. Not all, but some. I moved my couch to a different wall, got a new rug, put a plant where his jacket used to hang by the door. The dress I wore that night still fits perfectly. I've gotten compliments on it every single time since.